This is an FPV drone, and I've been learning how to fly these things for about a year now. I've learned a lot, gotten some cool cinematic shots, and overall, they've allowed me to explore the world around me from a completely new perspective. But there's a whole other side of the FPV world that I haven't really explored. Freestyle. While the type of cinematic flying that I'm usually doing consists of smooth, swooping movements, freestyle flying takes it to a whole other level, with flips, spins, dives, and a whole bunch of impressive tricks that require extreme precision to pull off. Now, I've never really ventured into this world before, because my main motivation for flying FPV was to film all the beautiful landscapes around my home. But freestyle is something that I've always wanted to do more of. It's fun, it looks impressive, and not to mention, learning all the complex maneuvers required for freestyle are bound to make me a better cinematic pilot as well. So this week, I tried to learn FPV freestyle in 7 days. On the first day, I packed up all my gear and drove to one of my favorite spots to fly. I have 8 batteries for my quad, and each one gives me a bit over 3 minutes of flight time. I don't really have a way to charge them outside, so I decided that this was the amount of flying I would do during each session, giving me about half an hour of actual practice time every day. On day 1, when I started, this is what my flying looked like. Now, I'm not going to make you sit through the whole video, but overall my freestyle consisted of a lot of swooping around trees, trying to hit any gaps that I felt comfortable with, and a couple spins and flips thrown in here and there. To anyone who hasn't really seen FPV before, this might look pretty cool, but again, when you compare it to an experienced FPV pilot like Min-Chan Kim here, who's a professional drone racer, and a completely underrated freestyle pilot, it's all pretty rudimentary. But my point is that I wasn't going into this as an absolute beginner, and there were a few moves that I had already previously learned. In fact, anybody starting out in FPV is bound to try doing rolls, flips, and yaw spins pretty early on in their practice, because these 3 moves represent the 3 fundamental movements you can make with your controller sticks. Let me show you. On my controller, to roll, I move this stick to the left or the right. To yaw, I move this stick to the left or the right. To flip, I move this stick up or down. When your drone is in the air, these are the 3 basic axes that it can move in. So any beginner learning how to fly is bound to experiment with these moves. One other thing that I picked up early on was this move, the split S. It's a combination of both roll and pitch, and is probably the easiest combination move to learn. Now, by the end of the first day of practice, I already started to notice that I was feeling more comfortable, and I was less afraid to fly closer to any obstacles. Overall, I was starting to gain more control over the drone, and it was easier to start flowing from one trick to another. However, there was a problem. I wasn't learning any new tricks. I was just getting more comfortable with the ones I already knew. I realized I would need a better game plan. This made me think of a video once posted by the FPV channel Rotor Riot, where they tried to create a dictionary of every common FPV trick. Now, I decided this would be a great starting point because I could just write down all the moves they named and make my way down the list as I learned each one. So that's exactly what I did. And this is the list. Now, I wouldn't say it's exactly all the moves, but there's a lot here. And again, at the top, we start with the basics. So the first thing I'm going to try to do today is to deliberately get better at the basics. Those are all the tricks that I was doing yesterday that I taught myself, like the rolls, the flips, the loops, the yaw spins, all of those fundamental moves, but today I'm going to try to do them as cleanly as possible. That means when I complete the trick, when I finish the rotation, I want the horizon to be level, and do that as consistently as I can. I don't want to finish with the drone like this or tilted like this. I want to finish flat. So I started practicing each trick over and over again. I would just do flip after flip after flip, trying to get the timing down so that they would look as clean as possible. Then I practiced my rolls and would do those over and over and over again. Then I tried yaw spins, which resulted in a few close calls, but no crashes. And I finally decided to practice power loops, which are a 360 loop over and then back under an object. There have been times where I've successfully pulled these off, but very inconsistently. On this day, I struggled with these quite a bit, but after numerous attempts, I actually started to get the hang of it. Overall, as I was practicing each move over and over again, I realized that getting more consistent was surprisingly easy. And that was because I started to pick up on an almost rhythmic timing. What I mean by that is that depending on your controller's sensitivity, each flip should take the same amount of time to complete. So once you land a flip perfectly, every consecutive attempt after that should become easier and easier. The challenging part moving forward would be to ingrain that timing into my head so that I can nail a flip consistently without that first successful attempt as a point of reference. Next was day 3. This is when all the fun started. Alright, today, since I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with the basics, it's time to start putting them together and actually learning some new tricks. The first trick I tried was the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube is a half flip, a 360 roll, and another half flip. The challenging part about the Rubik's Cube is that you have to execute the half flip and the roll perfectly, or else you won't end with a level horizon at all. The Rubik's Cube is also weird at first because the flip and the roll are all done on one stick, while all the flying I've done in the past was always a combination of both. At first, this felt very unnatural, but after a few attempts, I was able to start picking it up. The other trick I practiced was the inverted yaw spin. This trick is a half flip, a 360 yaw spin, and then another half flip. This one was really tough because when I would do the upside down spin, it really seemed to pull the drone down to the ground. So to counteract that, I really had to thrust or lift my drone into the sky so that when I flipped over and did the spin and got pulled down to the ground, I would have enough room to recover. Still, every time I tried this move, it felt really sketchy. Although I knew when I started that it was a stretch to see any improvement within a week, it started to become more apparent than ever that seeing any progress with only 8 batteries a day was not going to be easy. The next day, on day 4, I started to think that one of the things holding me back might be my controller's sensitivity, also known as rates. So I'm thinking that one of the reasons why I might be struggling to perform my tricks close to the ground is that the quad is just not spinning fast enough to perform the tricks efficiently. So I just increased the rates of this quad to give it a little bit more pep, speed, and yeah, we'll see if that helps. At first, this made everything so much harder, and I felt like I had significantly less control over the quad. I was flopping around all over the place, and things just weren't going so well. If you've ever drastically changed the sensitivity of your computer's mouse or trackpad, you'll know exactly how awkward this feels. But as I kept practicing, my brain and hands adjusted to the new rates, and eventually I started feeling comfortable again, with the added benefit of my flips being just a little bit faster. The inverted yaw spin, however, just kept pulling me towards the ground, so I decided to give up on it for now, and I moved on to something else. The juicy flick. The juicy flick is a half flip forward with a slow half roll out. It seems simple, but it just looks so cool, and it was definitely my favorite trick to practice so far. I learned that there are 3 main elements that make a juicy flick look good. First, you want the half flip to be quick, while the roll out of it should be smooth and slow. The trick should also be done as close to the ground or an object as possible. If it's not, it just doesn't look impressive whatsoever. This made it significantly harder, and I had trouble committing to the upside down flip when I was already so close to the ground. Finally, this is more of a stylistic choice, but the juicy flick looks great if you pause just for a second and let the drone float upside down before rolling out of it. Alright, so that's another day done. I don't feel like I made that much progress, but hey, I'm probably a little bit better than I was yesterday. So that's it. I'll have to watch that footage back, see what I can improve, and yeah, come back again tomorrow. On day 5, I was excited. I had only practiced the juicy flick a little bit the day before, and now I was ready to go out and master it. I felt really confident going into it, but pretty soon after I launched into the air, I realized that something felt a bit off. I can't exactly place the reason why, but I felt like I was doing worse than the day before. I tried doing a few warm-up flips. They felt alright. I went into the juicy flick, and then bam, I crashed. And then I crashed again. And again. And again. Even when I didn't crash, for some reason I kept finishing my tricks facing 90 degrees to the side. And although I couldn't figure out what I was doing differently, this kept happening again and again. I felt like I was losing control as well as the progress I had made in the last few days. I know I've said before that if you're not crashing, you're not learning, but day 5 felt pretty bad. It was pretty much just a write-off. But then there was day 6, which was fine. Actually, it went really well. I guess the previous day was just a random slump, because all of a sudden, I felt like I had more control than ever. I was nailing my juicy flicks and Rubik's Cubes closer and closer to the ground, and it was the first time that I realized that I did actually make some progress in the past few days. And I don't really have much more to say. I had a lot of fun flying on this day. Which only leaves the final day of the challenge, day 7. Now it was time to see if I actually made any improvements. My only goal on this day was to take everything I had learned that week and turn it into one consecutive freestyle line. And I almost got it on my last try. I realized I forgot the upside down yaw spin, and overall it wasn't perfect, but again, it was 1 week. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this clip. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button or subscribe if you want more content like this. Here is my final flight.